What is up, everybody? Kyler Mitchell here with another video. I'm sorry that it took me so long to get this one out. I know I was talking about doing a renovation video a few videos back, but my wife and I actually just added a new little one to the family, our first one, and so we're pretty excited about that. But as I'm sure you know, it keeps us pretty busy figuring out the new balance in life. But anyway, I just wanted to make this video real quick. To walk through the renovation that we did, basically going from the house looking like this to what we have today. So unfortunately, I didn't start doing the YouTube stuff until after the renovation was done. It was a pretty hectic time, and so it's going to be more of like a slideshow walkthrough. But it should still give a pretty good idea of what all we did, what went into it, and but if there's any specific parts that stick out to y'all that you'd like more information on how we did certain things, then we can certainly do a more in-depth walkthrough of specific parts of the house, because it was a lot. It was pretty in-depth, and we did a lot of different projects, so there could be a lot in there. But so let's get into it. All right, so I'm just gonna do my best here to go through as many pictures as I can. It really was a super in-depth renovation. Don't want to take too much time, but so really, starting on the outside of the house, there was really a lot of wood going on, a lot of old wood that I'm pretty sure was just original to the house. I mean, the house was sided in the wood. There was decks all the way around the house. A lot of good features. It was just old and rotted and really not that safe. So our first course of action on the outside was taking down all the wood. I mean, just lots and lots of wood to tear apart and get replaced and everything. As you can see, it made quite the burn pile there. That took a long time to get through, but we decided to do almost a full wraparound porch. The right side of the house, we took that porch down, but more of like a walkway, I guess. And we completely took apart all the stuff that was covering the front of the porch. The guy before us was a DIY guy himself, but he took the scrapyard part of it to a whole nother level. And when he'd find something that he thought would fit, man, he'd make it fit. So whether or not it should have, so it was just a lot of tearing apart and putting stuff in. And so as you can see, this is the side we kept, this walkway, and just replaced this deck and the back deck, everything just to clean it all up, make it all fresh again, and most importantly, keep it safe. Some of the timing of these pictures will be a little out of whack, but basically you can see here that he had a balcony on the back and 4 sliding glass doors. So we decided to just take all that down and replace all the sliding doors. One of them we put a new sliding door in, the rest of them we just made windows, and to really just clean up the back there, give everything new and cover it all up with some brand new siding, got it re-roofed, and added the banister to the deck and everything to really finish up the outside. As we move through the inside of the house, you'll see what I mean by, the overload of wood and just kind of piecing things together, whatever worked for him and what he wanted. But so it just needed some refreshing, some cleaning up. Basically, we tore everything out and started fresh, really for the most part. So here's how the kitchen, how it was, and with the tile flooring and a lot of the gas appliances. He had kind of a pegboard y'all saw in the first inside picture. He did have this nice wood floor on the backside, and it would have been nice if it went through the whole thing, but that was also kind of getting bubbly in some places and hadn't been maintained super well. And so, that ended up needing to come out too. Had a cool wood stove. And there was no central HVAC in here, so we kind of had to address that. In this picture, this brings back some PTSD. If you've ever tried to pull grout up off of a floor, it is a nightmare. We had to use a pneumatic air gun to really get a lot of it off because there was no base layer put on before it was grouted and tiled. So it was just straight on the subfloor. Got rid of the popcorn ceiling, had to fix some of the drywall and patching on top. And another thing to note is if he wanted to hang a fan or hang a light fixture or something, you can see on all of these, they just have drop cords basically just going to an outlet. So we had to replace all that, got the ceiling painted up, put in some flush mount lining, started painting everything, really getting to make this place our own, which was really the fun part. Demolition is fun to an extent, but it does get a little much at times. So this is us getting everything put into the kitchen. You can see we had laid the flooring at this point. These pictures were taken at Christmas time, so that was kind of a little fun. It was fun, you know, having our own place finally fresh for Christmas time. But this is how our kitchen ended up. We went with we had the cabinet. We built the cabinet faces, but kept the cabinet structure themselves and just painted them. Really tried to keep a lot of the wood accent as we were rebuilding this place, but one thing to note is this green closet here. There was no central HVAC when we bought it. I think I mentioned that. And as you can see in this picture, there's like the AC just mounted straight to the wall there, and that was all over the house. He had this wood fireplace, which we did like, but it ended up not working. We had to add the closet space, which really made things tight in order to run some duct work. So kind of get back to that in a couple pictures here, but this is moving upstairs. Still just a lot of wood that just was a little overwhelming. So, you know, the walls and the ceiling and everything was awesome, but we did end up using the same floor. We had to pull out this parquet flooring, and if you've ever done that, very similar to, you know, the tile work, is it's very frustrating. A lot of glue, a lot of chipping away at that stuff, and just took a long time, but worth it in the end to get rid of, you know, that stuff that really wasn't in that good of shape. Upstairs is very spacious and is a great area, and but as you can see, you know, the sliding glass doors, the AC units inside the wall, they were hung up with hangers on the outside. I mean, you could see them clear as day, and things were just mismatched all over the place. Just you know, these extra rooms were built by him, so the fan was sitting there like in between the rooms. Just a lot of odd stuff going on. So this is more an in-process picture once we had replaced those sliding glass doors with the windows, pulling up the parquet, really working on getting everything demoed. Similar to downstairs, you know, we just replaced the whole floor and made this our own. And so there's the closet again on the top. We made it to match the bottom. So the ductwork coming up, you could see it going across the top as black. As we move through the rest of these pictures here, it's just showing what we ended up doing with everything upstairs, and you know, adding some decorations and stuff. Definitely at this point there was still a good bit of work left, some light fixtures to change and whatnot. It was interesting having to run some new electrical wire on the ceiling there, because there wasn't really a way to get in between those boards, so we ended up just trimming it. You can kind of see it in the background there in the ceiling, some of the trim board we used to go to the fans, splitting off from the one that was just smack in the middle of the rooms. But we have really loved how it came together, and I would love to share more specifics about, you know, areas that maybe you were more interested in. But in a nutshell, that's our renovation. A lot of sweat went into this one, and definitely appreciative of all the help from family and friends that we got along the way. So I appreciate y'all watching. Just let me know any questions you got. Thanks.